What's going on, guys? T Blake here.
I'm just kidding, it's not T Blake. My name's actually Christian from the YouTube channel Sneaker Talk, and I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to T Blake for having me on the channel. I really do appreciate it, man. Right now we're doing a collaboration video swap kind of thing. So if you want to see the video that T Blake did on my channel, feel free to check it out. I hope T Blake will have it linked in the description down below so you guys can go check it out. But anyway, since I'm taking over T Blake's channel for the next few minutes, I figure I would tell you guys a little bit about myself before we get to today's video. My top 3 sneaker pickups of 2016. I am 21 years old from Toronto, Canada, and I run the channel called Sneaker Talk. It's a sneaker lifestyle channel. I try and do daily vlogs over there, some sneaker reviews, unboxings, mall vlogs, that kind of stuff. I've been invited to some pretty cool events from Converse, Adidas, and Nike. So if you do enjoy watching vlogs and other kind of sneaker related content, I would definitely hope you would check out my channel after watching this video. But with that said, let's get what you guys are here for, my top 3 sneaker pickups of 2016. So narrowing it down to my top 3 sneakers was incredibly tough. So tough, in fact, that my 3rd and 4th place ranked sneaker keep flip-flopping in between. So I will show you guys both of them at once, and we'll just go from there. The Adidas ZX Flux or ZX Flux, the Xeno colorway, the OG Xeno colorway, and the Adidas Y3 Casa High. Now the first sneaker I want to tell you guys about is the Adidas ZX Flux, the Xeno colorway. This is a sneaker release that Adidas released last year All-Star Weekend or the year before that, and honestly it was a sneaker for me that really ignited my passion and my thirst for Adidas sneakers. I love what they did with the sneaker. The execution was perfect. This was a sneaker that was reselling for a really good amount in Toronto when it first dropped. I remember them reselling for around 240 to 250 Canadian dollars, and retail was probably around 130 or 140 Canadian, but I managed to pick these up a couple months ago for just 80 Canadian dollars, which is around 50 US, and these were only worn once. Now the other Adidas model I showed you guys was the Adidas Y3 Casa High. This is the triple white colorway. This is a sneaker I have been thirsting after for the longest time, but as you guys know, Y3 is incredibly expensive, and as a college student, it sorta isn't practical at all to buy designer sneakers and all that stuff. But these went on sale just before my birthday this year, and I was pretty good with my financial situation at the time, so I figured I would treat myself to an early birthday present, so I picked up these Y3 Casa Highs. Now my number 2 sneaker pickup for 2016 would have to be the Bape Apestas. Now this sneaker would honestly be number 1 if number 1 wasn't a sneaker I've been hunting for the last 3 years, and honestly this sneaker too, I've been hunting for the last 2 years, so it's just incredibly awesome to get these in my hands finally. And I actually ended up picking these up at a sneaker convention in downtown Toronto called Soul Exchange Canada, and the person I bought them from turned out to be a subscriber, so I used that as leverage when it came to negotiation time for this sneaker. I talked about shouting them out on Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. Now I'm personally a huge fan of Converse. I have several Chuck Taylors and many other Converse models as well in my collection, which is pretty strange for most sneaker enthusiasts. Most sneakerheads and sneaker enthusiasts don't really collect Converse, but I am an exception to that stereotype, I guess. So these obviously are a pair of Converse clones, but with that Bape touch. These sneakers just look fantastic all the time. It's a sneaker I know that I will be able to wear and not care about and beat these up, and so that's why even paying $280 for a pair of Converse essentially doesn't hurt that much, because I know I'm gonna get my value out of these sneakers. And also I really like the box they used for this release. It's sort of like a Burberry themed box. It's definitely different. It looks cool on display. Anyways, let's get to my number 1 sneaker pickup of 2016. This sneaker also ended up on T Blake's top 5 sneaker releases of 2016, and I can't blame him. He actually tripled up on them, I believe, which is insane. But I picked up one myself. These are the Bread Air Jordan 1, or the bands as they labeled them in 2016. I'm just like T Blake, I wish they put the X on the back. I really can't call these the bands unless they have the X on the back, so I always call these the Bread 1s. So the Bread 1 2013 was the very first sneaker I actually tried camping out for. It was an absolute fail. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I had to travel downtown Toronto, which is about an hour and a half away from my house, in the freezing cold weather in Canada. When I got there was about 60 to 70 people in line, and it turned out that they actually sort of gave out the sneakers, or they sort of sold the sneakers the night before, which was pretty whack. And let me explain. There was people who lined up for the Bread 1 at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. the night before the release, and Foot Locker ended up having to call the police to escort people out of the line to just end the line, because they didn't want people camping out so early for the sneakers. So they gave the people who were camped out in the lineup tickets as placeholders to buy the sneaker in the morning, so they could just walk into the store and buy the sneakers. Apparently the Foot Locker had a sign on the glass doors that said the bread ones were sold out, do not line up, but no one listened to it. And I and a ton of other people didn't even know about the sign until about 2 hours after we were lined up. Then the Foot Locker staff was getting scared because there was a lot of unhappy customers who looked like they might potentially riot, because a lot of them were also camping out since 2 in the morning, not listening to the sign apparently. So Foot Locker had to call the police to escort the line. So there you guys go. That's gonna wrap up my time on T Blake's channel. Again, thank you so much T Blake for having me on the channel. I do appreciate it. And on that note, feel free to check out my channel. Of course, I have over 500 videos there, one of which will be T Blake's video. So make sure you check out T Blake's video over on Sneaker Talk. But hopefully I'll catch you guys over on my channel. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Peace out.